Afternoon, everybody. As any of you who regularly watch my channel would have noticed this week, I've switched from speaking about codependency rather than addiction. Now, the reason for doing this is because unfortunately so many people still feel shame and guilt about addiction, because of the general stigma in society. They're often reluctant to comment or come forward and look for help. So I thought I'd give some examples of the reasons people come to me, and whether it's addiction, anxiety, depression, trauma, and give you an idea of how often it's the reasons behind it is the learned behaviours from childhood or from a previous relationship. In other words, how we've been treated and the unrealistic expectations put on us, which obviously as a child, most people know no difference, and it is what it is. And, as I mentioned yesterday in the different family roles in a dysfunctional family, one that was pointed out as vulnerable to addiction was the scapegoat. But that's not always the case. If you look at the other roles, they're all pretty messed up, really, whether it's the enabler. And just on that, when I first heard about codependency, I just assumed it was talking about, the spouse that enabled their alcoholic or addict partner by facilitating their addiction. But it's not about that at all. It's a learned behavior from childhood, as we discussed yesterday. And, I think the hero, or as I like to say, the princess, they're so maladapted to the real world that they're also vulnerable to addiction, depression, feelings of lack of self-worth, anxiety, etc., because the real world is nothing like the world they grew up in, where the rules didn't apply to them, for example. The enabler could just as easily become an addict to numb the pain as well. Scapegoat for sure, the hero. But what about the lost child? Totally neglected. So that they are all open to abuse and basically struggling in adult life. And so, yeah, I just thought I'd give examples and get you guys thinking, whether it's you or a partner, a parent or child, get you thinking about the reasons and why you shouldn't feel any shame about reaching out for help, because it's something that happened to you, but you don't want to carry on living like that. So yeah, I'll carry on talking about this and other reasons and of course ways out of it, so we can do a 5-step journey out of codependency. And anyway, reach out, let us know what you would like to hear more about and how I can help. Cheers, guys. Till next time.